Welcome back to DVC Weekly. This is episode 75. I'm just going to start by saying, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. My name is Jason Erpelding. I'm the broker of Buy and Sell DVC. I'm here with Scott Ferrioli.
I'm the owner of DVC-Rental.com and Buy and Sell DVC.com.
And today is July 13th, 2022. So your 11-month window is going to be June 13th, 2023. And the 7th month is February 13th, 2023. We're going to jump into the buy and sell DVC side of things. And I just want to mention something that, I see this quite frequently on the different message boards or the different Facebook groups is somebody's looking for a certain room, like let's say it's a value room at Animal Kingdom, and they can never get the reservation, or they're trying to go to a reservation for a certain week and they can never get the reservation. Well, there's something called walking a reservation, which some members know about, some members do. So, I just want to mention it because some people, they've never heard of, they've been members since, the beginning. They've never heard of walking a reservation. And I'm just going to put it simply. What you're doing is you're booking a reservation before the 11th month window, and then you're dropping a day on the front and you're adding a day on the back, and that allows you to get the reservation, and that's how some of these reservations are being obtained, and that's why you can never get the reservation.
Yes, essentially you're booking in advance, and then, as he's mentioned, the next day, remove the first night, add one on, because you can only book 7 days out. So essentially, you're just walking the reservation until you get the section that you want. It's frowned upon.
Right. There's controversy around it.
There's a lot of people who do it, but a lot of people frown upon it because they figure it's not fair that you're taking up these rooms when they want them just to move them down. But truthfully, whenever you move them down, that means these rooms are becoming available again. So it's not like they're physically taking them away. They're releasing them, day by day. But yeah, it's essentially if it's something you're really trying to get that's you're worried about selling out exactly at 11 months, or can be done at 7 months as well. A little riskier because, if you're walking a 7-month reservation, technically at any point, somebody who owns at that resort can book the rooms that you're trying to walk to because they've got the priority. So you can do it at 7 months, but yeah, 11 months is normally when it's done. And
we're not trying to upset anybody by mentioning it, but that there are members that do it. So it's one of those things I'd rather let you know that it's available versus, 20 years now into your membership and you wish you would have known. So, and then the other thing I just want to mention is, because this has been happening frequently with people that are looking to sell their property. So they'll sell their property, provide their points activity statement, and for whatever reason, they've borrowed points from 2023, and then they've now canceled that reservation. So the points remain as borrowed points in their account. And it's better if they don't have the borrowed points from 2023, because most buyers, they want to purchase a property that doesn't have restrictions. So you cannot, when you borrow points, it's supposed to be a final transaction. But if you call up Disney, you're in good standing with Disney, and you've never done it before, if you just call Disney and ask them if they'll let you unborrow the points, majority of time, they're going to let you unborrow the points.
Really? That's good information. I was not aware they've been really allowing unborrowing, because they always say it's a final transaction. They've been a little flexible.
This goes back to 2004. If you call, and again,
do you have to drop your name or anything? Or
what?
Do you have to mention your name when you call?
So you just,
that Jason Erpelding unborrow special.
Obviously you can't be, behind on any payments or dues or anything. If you're all caught up and you're a, quote unquote good member, and you're nice to them on the phone, and you just say, hey, listen, I booked this reservation, we borrowed some points, but we're not able to go, is it possible that we could unborrow those points? 99% of the time, they'll let you unborrow the points. So
very good information.
But unfortunately, there's no online option. You have to call. So if you pick the wrong time, you could be on the phone for a very long time. But yes, before we list any property, we always recommend that somebody try to unborrow the points. So, and then the other thing I will say is hold status points. So if you book a reservation and you're supposed to come in, say, October 2022, supposed to check in October 10th, and something happens September 20th, 2022, let's say your son unfortunately, breaks his leg playing basketball or something.
How about he gets into a special basketball tournament instead?
He gets into that's it. So let's have a positive. He gets into a special basketball tournament. You now need to travel 2 states over. He's got an opportunity to play in this amazing tournament. And so you're not able to come to Disney, so you have to cancel the reservation. It's less than 31 days to check in. You cancel, your points go into hold status. Hold status, if you're not familiar, your points have to be used within a 60-day window before the end of your use year. So when Scott was walking the reservation and he was saying, drop something on the front, add something on the back, this 60-day window, it just keeps shifting. It just keeps moving. So, like if you call up November 15th, you can book up to January 15th. If you call up November 20th, it's January 20th. So now, is the calling, so my tip is, sometimes Disney will let you get points out of hold status. You have to call again. Now, I'm going to tell you, it's not as successful as unborrowing, but it can be successful as well to get your points out of hold status. If you cancel online, you cancel online. But if you call and explain to them, hey, and not every member even knows that points go into hold status.
Yeah.
So if you know that prior, you can call and say, listen, I'm going to cancel. I know these points are going to hold status. Is there any way possible you can allow these points not to go into hold status? And again, I don't mean to give ridiculous amount of details, but if you own an October use year and you're canceling a reservation that was, say, September 20th, they're probably not going to make an exception to let you get them out of hold status and bank the points. Yeah. But if it's early in your use year and you own a March use year, the reservation was for April, you have a better chance of them letting your points go out of hold status because you still have plenty of time to use the points, bank the points. So today, we gave you some secrets. 1, walking a reservation. Remember, walking a reservation, you can do plenty of searches. We're not trying to be controversial. Unborrowing points, you have to call. Call, be nice, be up to date on everything. They should let you unborrow the points. Hold status points. If you cancel that reservation under 31 days, the points are going to go hold status. You can call to try to get the points out of hold status. So I would call when you're canceling to see if you can ask if they can put them back as regular points. Those are the 3 tips of the day.
I will mention that we have a lot more experience with the hold status stuff. And we've been a lot more successful recently with getting stuff out of holding. I don't know if a lot of it is because of, the pandemic and everything where Disney's a little more understanding. Maybe that's why they're allowing you to unborrow a little bit more. I don't know. But I know for the hold status, it used to be a lot more strict. And now they're understanding that people last minute have to cancel, especially if you say, somebody in my family got COVID. They've been more understanding. I think that's a lot of it as well. But yeah, Jason dropping some great knowledge on us today.
Because, at the end of the day, I'm sure that their goal is to retain as many members as possible, but not hurt other members. So, by letting you do these things, that hopefully that retains membership and it doesn't interfere with how other people use their membership.
And truthfully, if you're coming down here and, you've got to cancel your vacation, Disney's not making a lot of money on the room. You paid for your points. You're just using them. They want you to come down here because they want you to eat at their restaurants and buy their merchandise and pay all the extra fees and everything. So, Disney, while they want to keep to their rules, I'm sure they're a little more willing to bend if they're going, you can't make it within 60 days, we'll fix that. Come down when you're comfortable so that way you can eat some of our food and buy our $100 sweatshirts and enjoy Disney.
Exactly. That's
they don't make any money when you're sitting at home. They make money when you're in the parks.
So true. And now we're on to the food review of the week.
Come here, I'm gonna eat you! Get in my belly!
So for today's food review...
You got very serious there.
You don't realize this is serious stuff. I take my food reviews very seriously.
This must not be a dessert then. It must be a...
This is not a dessert.
I knew it, because I could just tell by your tone.
I guess I'm a little more upbeat when we're talking about cupcakes and brownies and stuff. Now I want cupcakes and brownies. I'm getting hungry. So I am back at my special cheeseburger egg roll cart. Because today I'm going to be talking about that 50th anniversary egg roll that I was able to get. As I mentioned last time, you're able to get the cheeseburger egg roll or the 50th anniversary egg roll. And the 50th anniversary egg roll is essentially a Reuben egg roll. It's pastrami, melted cheese, melted pepper jack, which I didn't find there's really much spice to it at all. And they gave you a special like mustard sauce to dip it in, which was not too tangy. Mustard sauce was really, really good with this. So again, I got one of each last time. Last time I gave the cheeseburger egg roll a 7.9. Very, very happy with it. Definitely preferred this one. Next time if I go back, I think I'd get two of these instead. Again, it's a little rough for $9.50 for two because previously it was $7.50, and even at $7.50, it's a little much. $9.50 for two. Really enjoyed this pastrami egg roll. Overall, I give this an 8.7. I would definitely get this again. Again, light, crispy, not really oily or anything. Definitely check it out with the sauce. I found it to be much better with the dipping sauce, but really, really good. Very happy with this. Very serious about my reviews.
When you say pastrami, I can't think, what's the deli in New York City that's famous? Carnegie Deli.
Well, it's Carnegie Deli. It's a couple. Yeah, Carnegie Deli is one of the...
Have you been to Carnegie Deli?
I have not.
I have not.
What I want to try out around here is 2J's. Have you been to 2J's?
I haven't.
2J's is a very similar one. They've got pastrami and corned beef sandwiches. They're supposed to be like, this thick. It's a Jewish deli that are known for making these really amazing sandwiches. And I've heard great things about 2J's, and I definitely want to check them out at some point.
I love Carnegie Deli, though.
Do you?
Mm-hmm. I've only been there like 2 or 3 times. But.
Oh, that's a decent amount. I mean, if you like Carnegie Deli, I'm guessing 2J's, maybe it's not as great as the famous Carnegie Deli, but I mean, this would be right up your alley. Though.
Okay, I'm going to have to check it out. 2J's. And then now we're on to DVC rental side of things.
So last week I spoke about that 3-bedroom at Copper Creek. And right around that time, for comparison, I also stayed at a 2-bedroom theme park view at Bay Lake Tower. For those who don't know, Bay Lake Tower is attached to the Contemporary via an adjoining sky bridge. So it's walking distance to Magic Kingdom on the monorail. So it absolutely has fantastic location. This is my 3rd time staying in a 2-bedroom theme park view. And one of my favorite memories is staying, I mentioned this before, staying in the 2-bedroom theme park view the day Magic Kingdom shut down for COVID, where, I was physically, they have big bay windows, the whole, I know you've stayed in the 3-bedroom, the whole wall is windows, and you're overlooking Magic Kingdom, and we were watching it that night when they shut everything down. You're watching like all the rides, stop, and all the lights stayed on, but nothing is moving, and everybody's left the park, which was eerie, and not knowing when Disney was going to open. So I mean, that's one of my favorite memories I have. And I know I don't know if it was last episode, maybe a couple episodes ago, you're talking about the kids and making memories and stuff at Disney. And I mean, sometimes it's stuff like this that, you don't expect that. I mean, these are your memories. Like sitting there, I have this memory of this 2-bedroom during a horrible time. But I mean, that was like a crazy memory to me. Like, I'm going to remember that forever. And I appreciate that memory, watch it, because it was like beautiful to watch it lit up and shut down and not know what was going to happen. But moving along, so I was back in these rooms, which I do love. And it's really probably not a fair comparison, but I was comparing it to the 3-bedroom Grand Villa at Copper Creek. And the 3-bedroom Copper Creek just blows it away. I mean, forget like size and everything, I find like the furniture that they use was so much bigger and thicker and just nicer. The furniture at Bay Lake Tower, which is great because it's going to be getting refurbished, I believe, next year. It's up for its refurbishment. I feel like some of the stuff is getting scratched. It's starting to look, it needs some love. And it's an absolutely great resort, and it's got some of the best location. I mean, now that Grand Floridian has opened a back way to walk to Magic Kingdom, Bay Lake Tower was the only way to get to Magic Kingdom originally where you could walk. It's still closer than Grand Floridian. So it still has some of the absolute best location on property, but it just needs a little love inside. It needs something. The room, a nice room, but stuff is starting to look a little worn. Stuff's starting to I don't want to say fall apart. I mean, it's not bad, But after staying at the 3-bedroom Grand Villa, which I sat there, I was like, this is absolutely amazing. And it's really not, I'm not doing a fair comparison to Bay Lake Tower because I'm comparing it against a Grand Villa. But I was just like, and this memory in my head was, I love this room so much. I love this room. It's amazing. And I went from the 3-bedroom and I was like, I'm going to walk into my amazing room. And I was like, oh, I missed that 3-bedroom at Copper Creek. It was so amazing. But again, Bay Lake Tower, great resort. I'm going to talk about, it's got really nice, I know you like it as well, really nice pool area. Again, right on the lake. So you've got access to the electric water pageant at night. Super short ride and great viewing areas of the fireworks from Magic Kingdom. You've got access to the boats right there. When we went fishing, we went out of Contemporary area. So access to the boats, we need to go fishing sometime.
And again, it's right across from Magic Kingdom.
Right
across the street.
Literally.
So, like if you have those children ages, 2 to 9, and maybe you're only going to Magic Kingdom, I mean, it is right across the street. Come back, it's right across the street. I can't right across the street.
Yes, you literally walk through it, you leave the parking lot, you cross a street it's a one lane street each side, so it's probably 40 feet wide. You cross it, and then you're on Magic Kingdom property, and you just walk to security, and you walk into the park. So absolutely great location. I wish they had some better food options, because you have to go over to Contemporary to really get anything to eat, which is Contemporary's got some nice food options as well. But just the only place to get food is at the pool bar. Now, when you were there, do you remember, did you get any food at the pool bar? Or no?
We did not.
I did not either, so I don't really know too much about it. I always end up going over to Contemporary to try to grab some food. But I wish I had some better food options, but just I wanted to compare the two. And again, I love this resort, and I love watching the fireworks from the room. I mean, it's absolutely great. But just, it reminds me, that Copper Creek 3-bedroom was so nice. I want to check out one of the cabins sometime. Those cabins at Copper Creek look absolutely amazing. I've toured them before. I've never stayed in them, but they're really, really. I know you have not.
So I have not. Yeah. So I got a question for you, because when you stay at Bay Lake, and I guess if it's a lake view, you always see the tennis courts.
Okay. I'm trying to think. A lake, specifically a lake view.
Well, I mean, if you have the theme park view, do you see the tennis courts?
The theme park view is overlooking. There's the parking lot, and it's tricky how it is because say Cameron, your Magic Kingdom, it's kind of like a sea going away from you. So the half of the rooms are facing Magic Kingdom, and the lower rooms are considered standard view, but they're all facing Magic Kingdom. The ones on these, turned a little bit away from the sea, can still peek around it and see Magic Kingdom perfectly fine. But I think they consider those all standard views, even though you do have a firework view. The lake view is on the inside of the sea, kind of facing away. Where the lakes kind of goes around too. So there's some lake views that do have partial fireworks view, and I've kind of had them before, like on this side that's facing Magic Kingdom and facing the lake over here. But I mean, a lot of people absolutely love the lake views. They think those are the best views. I know a lot of people who don't like the theme park view because, during the day, all you're looking at is the parking lot below. Where it shines at night. But the lake view, which I've had before, some of the lake views are absolutely gorgeous, and you're overlooking the lake. I think it's mostly the theme park views that are going to be overlooking the tennis courts.
So my question is,
some corner lake views.
I guess because when I think of Bay Lake, I feel like I see the tennis courts. Is that the only resort on property that has tennis courts? I don't know why I've just thought of that. I don't mean to put you on the spot.
And we put stuff on here. I have somebody else has to have a tennis court. I can't think of it offhand. But
what's crazy to me is I feel like they're the only resort that has tennis courts. And when I look at the tennis, there's always someone on the tennis courts. I don't know if they have a club pro that teaches tennis, but I always see people on tennis courts. So I don't know. They've got tennis courts. They've got basketball courts. I know you're looking because you're just sitting there going, I want to put pickleball. I can play pickleball right there. Well, I mean, at some point, You
didn't see tennis courts at Saratoga?
I've never seen tennis courts at Saratoga.
I'm trying to think. I don't know. But again, that's part of the fun about this show is that we record it live. We record it in one take. Jason asks me questions, and I get that big panicked look in my face. Sometimes I'll yell off camera to ask for help of something, or how many rooms are this? Or I don't know offhand. I can't think of it. I have to imagine there's more tennis courts out there, but I don't know. Oh, look at that.
Oh, there's all sorts
Almost
of
all
tennis
of them
courts.
have
So
tennis courts.
scratch that thought I had.
Appreciate the
So-
assistance. We didn't even ask for it, and they were doing this. They're helping out in the background anyway.
There's tennis courts everywhere, apparently.
Everywhere's tennis
So-
courts, and maybe I bet you if you brought your pickleball stuff, they'd let you play.
Oh, I mean, there's probably people playing pickleball on the tennis nets. They don't, it probably doesn't bother them.
Yeah.
So thanks for watching. Be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you have any thoughts on walking a reservation,
Don't yell at us.
don't yell at us. Just let us know your thoughts if you've ever done it. And if you've had the Reuben egg roll, if you've been to Carnegie Deli, and what do you think about, Scott, he's very detail oriented. He is now into the furniture and what's going on in the resorts. I feel like I need to pay more attention to the furniture when I'm at these resorts. So
I have to pay
I
more
hope you
attention to
appreciate all the
corn and-
work that he's pouring into this. It's like a scouting report on all the DVC resorts.
Exactly.
So
I'm like an MLB scout for DVC. I go there. I'm scouting it for all of you guys, so you all know. Except I'm not paying attention because I don't know which ones have tennis courts or which one.
he can only
I
do
miss
so
a lot.
much.
Exactly. I'm too busy normally focused on the food to sit there and pay much attention to anything else.
We appreciate you watching, and come back next week.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.